internet signal, in Orchard, Colorado. I'll actually I'll pull up a map and show you in a second. Um, and I'm staying in this location for about a week. I've been here a couple nights already, and then I'll be here until next Wednesday or Thursday. And then I'm going to pull this trailer, which has been sitting through the winter in our X Point site in South Dakota. We'll be taking that back to Idaho. So I made a trip out here for a whole bunch of different purposes, but that was one of them, was to pick this up. So I am excited to be here with you, with all of you, and we're going to talk about a variety of things, but again, it's a Talk with Wayne session, and I don't have any guests that I know of today, unless Russ comes on. There is a chance that he will, and I'm going to try to backlight here for a little, see if this thing's a little brighter. No, that's too bright. I'm not going to do that. It's not bad. This is a mic that I use when I'm in my office that you don't see because it sits on a desk surface. And I am actually sitting somewhat upright on the bed in this unit. It's a very nice unit, but I don't know, that was interesting. I just had a whole bunch of beeping noise coming from my phone. That was strange. Huh. Anyway, Mark, do you have any beginning thoughts here?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I mean, in the middle of the night here, but it's like a beautiful day in wherever you are. I believe you're in Colorado, right?
Yeah, I am. Like I said, I'll second
And I was
screen.
Yeah, and I was going through the Black Creek file today, all the pictures, and they look amazing. So I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, I'm going to show that also. Um, First, though, I'm going to pull up a map, show you kind of where I'm at. So here, I'm going to share my screen. Make sure to throw any questions or comments. And I want the whole screen. It's interesting, it's not giving me that option. Huh. How about just the window? It keeps down on the share, Mark. It won't let me. The share is lighted out, so I'm not able to do it. Now, when I just go to the tab of Google Maps, it does allow it. So I'll do that. So tell me, Mark, do you see my screen?
Yes, your map is on. Yes.
Yeah. So the dot right here is where I'm at, and I want to go to satellite. Where's the view? Here we go. Show imagery. Let's try this view. Nope, that's a street view, which I guess I could show you that, but let's not do that for now. Let's see like this, show imagery. No. Let's try this. No. Where is the ability to go from a map to the actual. Oh, Mark, can you? Wonder where it is on my screen here.
Yeah, you can. I think the square to your left. Click on that. Um, uh,
Left, it's a bar. Um, that's just
one of these.
trying to give it. My location is right about here on this map.
Okay.
Zoom out, because you've never heard of where any of this is. Now this is getting into bigger cities. Greeley. Go one more time. And here's Boulder. Denver is right down here. Go one more time. There we go. So again, remember we're about right in the middle, about right here. And to Denver is probably an hour and 15-minute drive. Similarly to Fort Collins. Where I used to live was between Loveland and Longmont, about right here. It's about an hour and a half to there. Maybe it's about an hour and 15 minutes to Denver. We're out on the plains, so you can see north of us is it's a grassland, Pawnee National Grassland, and we're in the basin of the Platte River, which flows right by us here. So that's where I'm at, and we'll be here for about another week. So if I stop sharing, it should be back to me. Yep, we're good there. And then I'm going to show, I'm going to start sharing again. Let's see if it'll let me do my entire screen. Oh yeah, well, there we go. All right, now I can do the entire screen. But that looks bizarre. So let's go to Kajabi. Changes detected. Reload the page. I really wanted to show the images here though, so we'll go there. There we go. So these are some images, all of them really very recent. This is a really cool adaptive use of a shipping container or multiple shipping containers. This is a 40-foot unit set on its end. You're seeing it right here along the ground, where it's set up as a playground type area. So it's a little rope ladder. There's a little deck right up about here at this level. Kids can climb up into this section of it. And then up above that is another container running. You can see it running over here on the side, right here. So it runs next to it, and that's this one right here in this picture, or here in this picture. And then that one's sitting on top of another one. It's down here, and this is a stage. So here's the stage in this picture. Yeah, click on this picture. So there we go. Here's the stage, and here's one shipping container that's set up as a storage location, and there's a place that the band, part of the band, could be back inside the shipping container, the drummer, let's say, right over this way. And then this one is sitting on top of it. And this looks like it's hitting it, but it's not. It's actually going next to the side of this one. And I don't know what they have in this one. I don't know whether that's storage. But then this one is just goes all the way up to the 40 feet tall here, like you see in this photo. Oops. And here's the stage that we were seeing from a different angle. Here's the opening into the kids' play area. I don't know why it's being finicky and not letting me zoom out. Okay, oh, this is better. There you can see, and they put a roof on the top of it, and an angle. I don't know if that's an angle. I think it might be just flat there. That's very cool. Really neat adaptive use. This is in a little town south of Boise called Mountain Home, right on the interstate, which is where there's also an Air Force base. So we're going to go back to the whole group of pictures. And these are images on our Blacks Creek property. This is a pond that's probably 20 acres or so in size. There's a video of it. I'll start playing here in a second. It's taking a little longer to load. This is the overflow for. I don't know if you're hearing me. I'm going to stop. Do you hear me talking in the background there, Mark?
No, no background is coming through. But there might be audio sharing option for webinar jam.
Well, you could just, I'm just there with the back of that. It's a pond, like I said, 20 acres or so. Those are mountains to the west. About another range, a little bit shorter mountains. If you see snow on the top of them, about 6,000 feet. This is towards Boise in that direction. This is a basalt surface geology. So that's that video. So here's one of the beautiful areas that those are 50-foot lava cliffs, basalt cliffs. And this is a video up in the angle area where the basalt is. Called the Blacks Canyon.
So is this land formed by volcanic activities or something like? Because
Yes.
there are a lot of. Okay.
That's spring beds, 50 feet elevation. See another bigger pond. It's a beautiful location. So this is the entry area. This is my truck. This is looking, that's where we were in that lava canyon right back up there. These are petroglyphs that we found basalt in that canyon area. There's some right there, Native American writings where they would carve them into the rock. So it's not paint, it's carving. Here's another example right there. There's some. So if you rub your hand over that, you'll actually feel the carving. Some little caves underneath some of those basalt cliffs. There's my truck, basalt bicycle. I played this. This is all in the house that's right there. Let's see, this was 352. This is pastures. Quite large, really good condition. A lot of the ranches around here will use these to come up there with cattle, moving them to another location. So behind that block, there's Egypt. Some temporary path. Properties all up there in the distance, as far as you can see. We're just looking at different kinds of vegetation. This is directly from the deep state. It's about 3 weeks ago. This was taken. That's a roof. Just a house there. There's some of the views inside. This one starts out in the house, but we move outside pretty quickly. That's a roof over here. Just maybe it isn't like that. I believe it's Mark, you seen any questions or anything? Because I'm just looking at the sharing the screen.
I'm looking at questions. All right. So I'll be looking at
Here's a drone video. Just a second. So drone's up above. You'll see it's going to pan here, go different directions. All of this is on the property.
So here's the question. Supporting techniques like agroforestry, where trees are integrated into farms, and shade-grown cocoa can reduce pressure on forests while maintaining agricultural productivity, education, or nature-based solutions, and general
You
sustainability.
can stop reading that, Mark. Just other people can read that.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's cool. I'm sure that's right. Not for this property. So, that's the tree on the property right there. That's native, other than those right around the house. So we will be planting trees, but not for anything other than decorative. The soil health and fertility occurs on this site related to rainfall. And we do need to improve upon the water maintenance and by doing berms and swales. So a long-term project would be to, let's say, every 20-foot contour, do a berm, let's say a swale, right about where I'm drawing my cursor here. And then maybe another one about this side. Around all the way back here. And then maybe a final one. This is a ridge coming down, but right up here, about 30 feet elevation from the top, going around this turns right here. So you'd have berms and swales to where during rain events, snow events, it would capture the moisture, and along the edges of the berms are the best places to be planting tree type species, shrubs and trees. So we would do that. And just finish it in this drawing view. There's where the farmhouse was that we were at in the previous views. This is out towards Boise to the north. Oh, excuse me. And okay, that's it. So let's just keep going through some of these photos. There is a chunk of quartz from the surface, and there are flecks of gold, not fool's gold, but real gold in that rock. This is the way that fences get put up in this region. This is a reservoir system adjacent to where the ranch is. The ranch is right down here. It's about 3 miles away. That's a 25-mile long reservoir on that map. So, yeah, that's the end of the photos that I saved in this out. So, Mark, where would I find the video now?
Oh, it's the same page, the landing page. I put a link. Yeah, this is the page. If you go to the preview,
And the sound won't come through.
right? So,
Is there a way? I have an option of sharing the sound on my screen.
the only way is to share the link, but if we had it uploaded on YouTube or somewhere, I could
Let's
get
just
them.
start it. I'll narrate some of it through it. I'll attach it to you. This is when. This is a problem. That was all the problem.
Yeah, that was the latest file that you shared.
Not this time. That I showed you. Of course. Oh, again. Mark, that's really good now. Just a couple tiny changes that, for example, again, you had that regenerative ag sign on there for about a second. So we didn't see it for very long. It'd be better to just lengthen the time that's on there. And Boise, you had a different slide up. You could have put that slide on a second time even, because I think it fit for where you had it. Maybe put it up, put it on there twice. But that's excellent. It's really good. So this is a site that we're going to be putting out that it won't have a lot of these pictures on. It will look like this at the top. And then we'll be changing all this. And then this is the video that you just watched. And this is something I talked about last week. This is the slideshow, the flip book that we have that describes aspects of the project. I'm not going to go through it all today like I did last week. Anyway, we'll stop there. And we just got, work to do. But here's another interesting thing. We've shown you that we love this AI program that we purchased where we can ask questions. So we should try this. Think of some questions related to anything economic, put them in the chat, and we'll ask our AI Dr. Economics question. So Mark, you need to be looking at it so I can just go ahead and type when we get there. Something that somebody already has put in or something new.
All right. So, any thoughts as to why teams do not function properly and meet the objectives?
What? Any what?
Any teams? And here's another one from Corey. What are the best species of fish to harvest in Iowa?
I'm going to put that question in, but they say with AI that it's garbage in, garbage out. I hate to say it, Corey, but that's kind of a garbage in question. And I'll put the question in, then we're going to change it. Species of fish to harvest. So what do you mean by that? Do you mean in farm ponds, in the Mississippi River, in Lake Okoboji, you name it, in aquaculture systems? So probably need to be more specific. So I'm going to be a little more specific. Again, Corey's becoming a friend, and hopefully we're going to work with him. So I hope he takes that well. But what is the best? To plant. Yeah.
And Corey clarifies that.
Small, rural pond to yield both recreational value and food for site residents and to sell through retail. I don't know. That still might be a garbage in, garbage out. We'll see. I may have asked it. But let's try it. Every time we ask this a question, service unavailable. What? So, Mark, do we have something screwy here?
I gotta check that. It says service unavailable. Not sure what happened there.
We'll ask the question again. Let's copy that. I think it was just temporary. It's working now. There we go. All right. Considering the best species of fish for a small rural pond that can provide both recreational value and serve as a food source, there are a few factors to consider. First, it's important to consider the local climate and water conditions. Oh, you know what? I didn't put Iowa in here, did I? We're going to get and it's answering it very well. Um, Native fish species are often a great choice because they're already adapted to the local environment. They will likely require less maintenance. So let's just go ahead and say, I'm not going to read all this right now. Let's say that, I got to move this microphone just a second. How are you doing today, Corey? We should schedule a call sometime, by the way. The pond is in northeastern Iowa, USA. All right. Oh, so we have this set to where after you ask it its second question, it just, we want to collect information of people using this. So we have it. Mark, would you move that to where it's after at least 3 questions? But I'm going to put the name in here for.
Yeah, I think it was set to 3.
No, it's not, because it did it after 1. Did it after my second. Do the second question. Okay. Now it'll answer it. Now it's, gosh, stupid phones. Now it wants us to ask it again. Shoot. Oh, it does give. I'm sorry, it did answer it. I had not caught it. It went this very quickly, then it put up the question. So there is a little, it gave a whole section. I'm not going to read all this, but it says bluegill, channel catfish, rainbow trout. These fish are commonly found in Iowa and are well suited to small rural ponds. However, it's important to consult with a local fisheries biologist. I am one of those, or aquaculture expert to ensure that the specific requirements of the chosen fish species are met in terms of water quality, stocking density, and management practices. They can provide valuable guidance tailored to your location and circumstances. Remember to regularly monitor water quality. All these are great suggestions. Most of these last 2 paragraphs, most people don't even do. And they just screw up. They put the wrong fish in, wrong densities, wrong time of the year. And then they go, oh, well, aquaculture doesn't work. No, they don't work. Kind of screw it. So let's continue on this line of thought. Corey, think of some other questions, or has Alicia or anyone else asked anything else, Mark?
Yep, Alicia has a bunch of questions. But
All right, let's go see if Corey's got any more on the fish side, because I know that this continues in the thought process and learns from it. And then we'll go to the ones Alicia has.
Okay. So, so Corey says, I'm ready to move forward on the pond and food.
Yeah, we don't need to know that, Mark. That's sort of.
Okay. All right. So I think so. I think that's it from
All right,
Puri. So
I'll
yeah.
put in some here. Um,
Okay.
this pond is about 1/2 acre in size. And probably now has bass in it natively. What size of trout should be stocked? And should we be worried about the bass eating them? All right. All right. It says a lot here. Native bass, few factors. One is the size of the trout, which I asked. Generally recommended to stock trout that are large enough to avoid predation by the bass. That's a very good answer. Pond size of 1/2 acre, stocking trout that would be around 8 to 10 inches. I would agree with that, although if there are big bass in there, they could even eat those 8 to 10 inches. While bass are known to feed on smaller fish, including trout, they may not have a significant impact on the trout population. That's probably true. Again, it says if you want to try to avoid that, stock larger trout. Provide hiding places. That is very important. Implement feeding practices, which is also important. And a little bit more about other practices. These are very good answers. Nothing phony, nothing wrong with what the AI is saying here. All right, now let's move to some of what Alicia has, Mark.
Okay. So here is one. Okay, I'll go with the pond question. Uh, any pond management best practices?
That's, again, garbage in, garbage out for AI. I could write 10 books on that, Alicia. And that is
Yes.
such a broad question that I know what it's going to say. You should monitor, we'll put that in. Let's put
Yeah.
that in. But again, it's not a bad question. It's just way too broad. What are best practices for pond management for this small pond? So this is answering based on me educating it with a whole bunch of information. And so it's answering a lot in the same way that I would. Look at it, it's given us 10 things. Let's just see what they all are. Water quality monitoring, vegetation control, stocking density, fish feeding, aeration, predation management, we've already talked about that, regular maintenance. So let's just talk, that one's not as clear what that means. Schedule regular maintenance activities such as debris removal, sediment management, and equipment inspections. Remove fallen leaves, excess algae, and other organic matter to prevent nutrient buildup and maintain water quality. Erosion control, wildlife management, and then stay informed. It just means observation. And listen, this is great. I always teach this. Keep in mind the best practices and new techniques in pond management. Attend workshops, consult with experts, join relevant forums or associations. Stay informed about the latest developments. Remember, each pond is unique, and these best practices should be adapted to your specific location, fish species, and so on. It's a great answer, but again, and again, you could write whole books on this. Now, let's, if we've got any other pond related, let's ask them, but then let's change topics for it. I'm sure Alicia's got some other great. Alicia, thank you so much for asking.
Yeah, Alicia has a pond related one. So she's asking about the, okay, so there is keeping nutrients at a low level will help maintain lower amounts of
Yeah, that's not a question.
It's a long, but she's asking like ponds dug 15 feet or more will likely be a healthier pond than shallow ones. And then weed control.
That one is wrong. That's a wrong answer. Not 15 feet is almost impossible in 99% of the ponds in the U.S. It's wonderful if you could get one 15 feet deep, but to say that that's necessary anywhere in the United States, at least North America, not true. 6 to 7 feet is necessary. If you get less than that, you will have either summer or winter kill from a whole variety of different circumstances.
Right.
15, not doable, not needed, and you wouldn't even have very many ponds if you had to have something that deep.
Okay. And then she asks whether to remove physically or mechanically or chemically removing weeds.
That's a great question. I'm not gonna, I'll ask that to AI. We'll see what it says. What methods should be used for weed management in this small pond? I'm trying to keep everything relevant here because the way AI works, if you keep the same topic, it'll keep getting smarter and smarter answers. As soon as we change topics, we've got to kind of have to educate it a little bit again. Again, I'm not going to read all this. It breaks it down. It likes to break things down numerically. Mechanical removal. And I would just totally agree with it. You don't want to use chemicals if you can completely, if you can avoid it. Biological. What are some fish, herbivorous fish? Grass carp, for example. Chemical, herbicides can be used, blah, blah, and I don't like this. However, this method, well, I like the answer, but however, this method should be approached with caution and used as a last resort. Always follow the instructions provided by the manufacturer. Try to avoid it at all, as all possible. Here's a big one, nutrient removal. Get rid of any nutrients coming into it by managing berms and swales, different kinds of input management from around the pond. Shade. Shade's a great way to maintain weeds and to remove them from ponds. Aeration, same thing. And then it ends with sort of regular maintenance again. Great answers from the computer. And not a whole lot different than I would have answered it. So, Mark, one thing we have to do here is make sure we put these answers in the chat also.
Right, I'll get those. I can get those from the AI coach. Yeah.
All right, let's change topics.
All right.
What are some others that Alicia had, or Corey, or anybody else in the audience?
Mm, Okay, so Alicia asked about why teams fail, and then
Why?
there
What?
was teams, TEAM.
TEAN. Not even sure what a TEAN is. I know what a
M.
TEN is. Team.
TEAM.
Team. Why
Team,
do
yes.
teams fail? All
Right,
right. I'm going to try to think of a good question because that's, again, so broad.
right.
Why? Let's keep it a colonomic. Why do teams of people working on colonomic projects fail? I know this is a broad question. You want to be very personal with AI. But after you give me some broad advice, I will narrow my scope and describe a specific type of failure. Thanks. Lack of clear goals or objectives, insufficient planning or organization, inadequate team composition and roles, lack of leadership and accountability. Great answers. Poor teamwork or collaboration. If you have a specific type of failure in mind, please provide more details so I can offer more targeted advice, which is what I told them. So if anybody in the audience has some more specific kind of failure they're talking about, let's go there.
Okay. So
We have about 8 minutes, by the way, and I'll turn the sharing off and just after this next question. If we can go a little more specific, let's do it.
there's a question about business, like how to make money with minimum effort, money, and labor. So,
How to get rich quick? Is that what you're saying? I am so highly personally opposed to that. Again, tell me if you said it right, Mark. Read the parameters again, and don't name it something different, please.
So with minimal money,
Minimal
labor.
money. Okay, let's stop there. Minimal money. That's a great question. Minimal money, because that's not available in most places.
Right.
What's the next piece? Minimal what?
Labor.
Never going to happen. You don't have any money, you better be ready to work your rear into the ground if you ever want to have any kind of success.
Right. And inputs.
Well, what kind of inputs? What do you mean by inputs?
So yeah, needs to be specified, right? What kind of inputs? What field you want to go into? So it's not specified.
I mean, anything in life that gives you a huge amount of income from minimal effort is rare. It happens. People win the lottery. People are highly
skilled at some area, and they don't have to put in nearly as much work in that area as people who don't have the high skill level that they do. Athletics is a great example of that. However, most
Mhm.
highly successful athletes also work their rear ends off, work very, very hard.
Entertainment business, entertainment, right? That's one thing that you can make a lot of money, uh, but it's risky, so high risk.
I also think most of them work their rear ends off.
Right.
So I just am not at all a fan of asking AI or anybody about how can I make a whole bunch of money without doing anything.
It's not going to happen. Right?
So anyway, let me go back and stuff. But this is fun. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm going to stop sharing. Get rid of that thing. Any other questions? We got 5 minutes or so.
Corey said, "When do we start?" Sold when we start. I don't know what that's about.
Well, I do. We're working together. So it's,
Okay, cool.
Alicia, thanks again for all your work you do and putting stuff in here. I can be hard on you because I'm your friend, I hope. That was some really interesting answers. And that AI coach will be on a lot of our pages moving forward. And for example, we're going to start putting it on. You should, if you, whenever you can, Mark, add it even to the replay of this webinar on the page, because you can add code. You can just add the code right there, right on in
The
the
replay, yes.
where it's got the replay, the transcription or whatever we write as an introduction, the ability to download, the ability to play, and so on.
Right, right. Yep.
So we've got a few more minutes here. So if anybody have anything else, please throw it in. How many of you have watched the Disney children's program called Bluey? I hadn't until yesterday with my 2 granddaughters. And it's funny. It's good.
Oh. I might watch it with my daughter. She will like it.
It's called Bluey. Bluey.
Blues. Okay.
Cartoon.
Right.
It's fun.
Disney's been around for a long time, right? When did they start? Like back in the, I think they started in the 50s, right?
Yeah, I think even late 40s, Walt Disney.
Late 40s.
So Disneyland started in the 50s, yes. But
Okay.
I think Disney Productions might have started sooner than that.
Okay. So they made black and white movie like
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Well, Mickey Mouse. I mean, remember,
Mickey Mouse.
Walt Disney, the man, was an illustrator. He produced animated comics and ultimately movies, shorts, whatever we call it today.
Right, right. So you were born around that time, right? 50s, maybe?
I was born in the early 50s, yes.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything else. We are hitting the top of the hour. Again, I always enjoy these sessions. We got to talk about what's becoming my favorite topic, which is resilient living, and the site that we're going to be developing into a resilient living area. And you're getting to know it, and so I hope eventually you'll want to come out and visit it. I think we've had people that have even volunteered and said they'd come out now. We're getting close to where we might say, "Hey, I wish you could do that." We'll entertain you. We'll keep you busy. We'll give you a lot of information and knowledge. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for your patience and time. I think everything went pretty well today. I think our audio is going to be good today, Mark. Nothing like last week where we struggled.
Yes, right. Today was perfect. Yep, audio was good. Pictures were good.
Yeah, I think everything worked out well with it.
Yeah.
Well,
The only thing,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, we need to figure out how to put the movies in, like when we're sharing.
Yeah, how we get the audio. How do we get the audio in?
Right.
What does this have? Let's say I'm still at work putting in doors out of questions. Corey's working. He's working his rear end off. He knows you just can't make money from nothing. So anyway, it's hard workers like Corey that make the world go better, be a better place, be better economic folks, which all of you folks are. Thank you. All right, let's call it a day.